Hello, Breakthrough New York. My name is Rachel Jackson, and this is my candidate video lesson on students will learn to differentiate between similes and metaphors. With me, I have my three colleagues, Malika Jackson, Patricia Razzo, and Mariah Newsom. And we will begin. Good morning, class.
Good morning.
As you can see on the board, the objective today is to learn the difference between a simile and a metaphor. So while I'm writing the definitions down, can we shout out some ideas on what we think a simile and metaphor contain or what they are?
Comparison.
Comparisons, that's a very good word, especially because compare pops up in both of my definitions that I have for you. Are there any other ideas?
My cousin writes poetry, and I think they use it in that.
Poetry, good, good, good. Any other ideas?
Isn't it comparing two things, two objects of some sort?
Correct, correct. All right, let's take out these notes and copy this down. So far on the board, ideas I've been hearing was that a simile and metaphor are comparisons, and that they compare two objects. So I'm going to write down the definition for metaphor. A figure of speech comparing a word or phrase. Oops, let's write that over. Phrase using is or of. Okay, so now that we have this written down, a simile, as you can see, it is S-I-M-I-L-E, which is, so there's an extra I between the S and M. A simile is a figure of speech comparing two objects, as Mariah said, using like and as. The metaphor is on the opposite side, where it's a figure of speech comparing a word or phrase, or two objects using is or of. So some examples of similes are hard as a rock, or cheeks like roses. So when someone's blushing, their cheeks are red like roses. For a metaphor, a heart of gold. Someone has a good personality. Gold is very, very wanted, very, very hard to obtain, a heart of gold. Or love is a rose. And this can also be meaning like love is, it can be a very, very sad phrase saying love is like a flower. It starts off blooming and then slowly fades away. However, to each its own. Okay, so I know you're wondering on this side why we have all of these exciting colors and such.
Yeah.
So for the orange, blue, and green. For green, we want to start off with connector words. We have as, of, like, is, and then we have the adjectives. Soft, cold, stiff, hard. And then we have the nouns in orange. So we have gold, cotton, love, snake. So the objective is for us to build similes and metaphors using these words on the board. So let's start off with the easy one, with the quick one. Hard, I'll start you off. Blue, we start off with an adjective, so we're gonna make a simile. Hard as a. So I want you to look. I want you all to look on these orange sheets to see which word would fit hard as a. We have gold, snake, rock, cheeks, ice, roses. Any volunteers? Yes, Patricia.
Rock.
Rock. So the simile we have, so hard as a rock. And this is a simile because it uses the word as we copy down in our notes, a figure of speech comparing two objects using like or as. Okay, now, can I have one volunteer to come up with their own metaphor concerning these colorful papers on the board? Thank you, Malika. Yes.
Heart of
Yes, heart of gold. Phrase using is or of. So in this phrase, we're not literally saying that she's carrying a chunk of precious metal inside their chest, but it's actually a compliment, saying that they're trustworthy and saying that they have a heart of gold. That is a metaphor. All right, now since we're short on time, I want you all to take out your sheets of paper, a clean sheet of paper separate from your notes, because you will be turning this into me. And while I'm rearranging these words, I want you to come up with 3 examples of a metaphor and 3 examples of a simile. These words up here can act as your blueprint. So because we're just getting a rough idea of what similes and metaphors are, these words can act as your blueprint. We had examples of hard as a rock and heart of gold as a metaphor. We have the nouns are cotton, snake, love, rainbow cheeks. And whenever you finish, you can hand this to me, and this will be your exit slip, so you can pass through next class. Thank you, Malika.
Thanks. You said 3, right?
3, yes. And you can always refer back to these definitions. I wrote them on the board, and it's now in your notes. A figure of speech comparing 2 objects using like or as is a
simile.
Simile, and a figure of speech comparing 2 objects using is
metaphor.
That's right. I just need Mariah's paper. And thank you. And you all line up for your next class. Thank you for this quick lesson, and we will refresh this tomorrow.